This town is called Park Forest, and it is an all-black United States city. Back in the 70s and the 80s, this neighborhood was mostly white, but now it is all black. This neighborhood is where a man named Tyrone and a girl named Beth once lived. Yes, his real name is Tyrone. I made a video about Tyrone. I will leave a link to this video at the end. However, they are two different stories. Plus, the ages of the people in these stories are important. None of the people were young adults or teenagers. Story number 1. Tyrone and Teresa. When Tyrone and I were 21 years old, we were roommates in college. During this time, Tyrone met a girl named Teresa. Teresa was 22 years old. Tyrone never took Teresa on an authentic date. Instead, they hung out and she slept with Tyrone on the first night. When Tyrone could not get another woman to sleep with him, he would go to Teresa's place and stay the night with her. In fact, Tyrone attempted to pick up or sleep with the girl who lived down the hall from Teresa. Tyrone could have tried to sleep with women who lived in a different building. So yes, Teresa knew what he attempted. So you cannot call what they had a real relationship. A month after they first met, Teresa tells Tyrone she is pregnant. Tyrone and I were shocked and surprised. The woman is 22 years old. Tyrone said he thought she was on birth control. Tyrone said as much sex they were having, and the fact she was attempting to get a college degree, one would think and believe that you would not do anything that would prevent or stop you from getting a college degree. Especially at the age of 22. Plus, she had other men interested in her in a romantic way. Other men who were a lot better than Tyrone. Better looking, taller and had real jobs. Tyrone was a short skinny man. I met one of these men at Tyrone and Teresa's wedding. He was better looking than Tyrone, had muscles, tall, and had a college degree with a good paying job. This man married another woman, and they have been married for over 30 years. This couple had 3 children, who all graduated college. So he was a good man. Tyrone cheated or saw other women all during their 25 years of marriage. In addition, Tyrone got a criminal record that started 6 months after high school. So for the past 40 years, he has been in and out of prison and jail. Plus, he married another woman while he was married to Teresa. Therefore, any man was probably better than Tyrone. So people asked Teresa how she got pregnant. Teresa said the doctor told her that she had a 1 in 4 chance of getting pregnant, so she believed that she could not get pregnant. Every woman in the world has a 1 in 4 chance of getting pregnant. Plus, a 1 in 4 chance of getting pregnant means that if you do it the 4th time, you will probably get pregnant. If you do it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, means that you will get pregnant. So Teresa was full of shit. After Tyrone and Teresa's second child was born, I asked Teresa why did she get pregnant. She did not say anything to me. Instead, she looked at me, turned, and walked into the kitchen. So Teresa was a 22 years old woman, who had many other men, good men, that wanted to be with her romantically, men who she rejected for a man that was a piece of trash. Teresa was a woman, who on her own, and without Tyrone's knowledge or consent, decided to get pregnant. This story is from the 1980s, so women have been doing this for over 40 years. I think a girl I dated named Michelle decided to get pregnant a year before she was going to graduate college, so that she could live off the man's child support payments. These women are getting pregnant for many types of reasons, and none of these reasons are for the right reason. None of these women are getting pregnant by accident. All of these women are getting pregnant without the man's knowledge or consent. Therefore, if you are a woman who is over the age of 19, and get pregnant without the man's knowledge or consent, then the man should not have to pay child support. Story number 2. Beth and Todd. Me. When I was 34 years old, I ran into an old girlfriend named Beth, who was also 34 years old. We had dinner together, where she told me she is pregnant. Yes, I paid. Remember, I am kind of old school. I thought to myself, great. I do not have to worry about getting you pregnant. Plus, I never did a pregnant girl before. We men always think about these things. We are men. However, a nice guy will not act on them, but a dog will. I am so ashamed. Anyway, she asked me to drive her past the man's job so she could see if he was eating his lunch outside. The man's wife knew what Beth's car looked like, because the man's wife was Beth's best friend. That is right, Beth got pregnant by her best friend's husband. What happened was Beth was babysitting their 3 kids, and the husband came home from work early, and they did it. After this first time, every time Beth was babysitting, the man came home from work early. When Beth was not babysitting, She would go to his job, and they would do it during his lunch break in the back of his car. Nevertheless, Beth had a boyfriend, with who she had been in a relationship for 3 years. However, Beth's boyfriend had no money because he was paying child support for 3 kids. Plus, he had very bad credit. Whereas Beth's best friend's husband had good credit, a house and a good paying job. Beth told her best friend she was pregnant, but was not sure if the baby was from her new man or her boyfriend of 3 years. Beth's best friend told Beth to sleep with Todd and tell Todd it is his baby. This was not going to work because Beth had already told me she was pregnant. Plus, Beth is white, the other 2 men are also white, and I, Todd, am black. This happened to many men. They go to court and say that the day they had sex and the day the baby is born does not add up. The baby is born too early. However, in some places, he still has to pay child support. Illinois is not like this, but I think Michigan is like this. Anyway, Beth's best friend wondered why Beth was calling her husband so much. So one day, the wife listened in on the phone call and discovered that her husband is Beth's new man. Beth had an abortion, which was her 3rd. After that, she married some man, and they had a few kids of their own. Beth was pretty and had big boobs, so she could always find some man that will sleep with her. I myself, Todd, dated a girl named Charlene. Charlene and I dated for a few weeks, and out of the blue, unexpectedly, I asked her a question. The question surprised me. I have never asked any girl this question. I was not even thinking about it. The question was not part of our conversation. So I did not know where it came from, but I asked it. I asked Charlene what birth control you use. She looked at me, paused, and said she uses the rhythm method. Plus, she said not to worry. She had been doing it all her life, and it had never failed her. You do not have to worry about using a condom. I said I will use a condom. A few days later, Charlene ended the relationship, which surprised me. After telling you guys about these stories, I now wonder if the reason why she ended the relationship was because it would be too difficult for her to become pregnant by me. Adult single women get pregnant for many types of reasons, and none of these reasons are for the right reason. None of these women are getting pregnant by accident. So, if you are a good man with a good job, do not assume she is taking birth control. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video.